Right now on Denver 7 News at 5 a.m. In just a matter of hours, we'll be hearing from the Broncos' high-profile cast of new owners.
Putting a winning team on the field is our #1 priority.
Hear their vision for the team after their record-setting purchase.
New this morning, a glimpse at how Colorado's housing market is changing.
It's just not the frenzy that it has been for the last couple of years.
We're combing through the new numbers from this statewide report and finding out your dream home may not be so out of reach.
And you can climb to the top of Pikes Peak, but soon you'll be able to walk around America's Mountain for 50 miles. Or you can just take the railway.
Start walking and keep walking.
And relax, yeah. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Nicole Brady. Hey, if you want to go for a 50-mile walk today, Lisa, do it early. It's going to be another hot one.
Yeah, I guess that would be at least less of an incline, right? If you were going
yes,
around it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, do it early though. You're right. It's going to be a hot one. Take a look at your bus stop forecast. In fact, we're going to be well into the 80s by mid-morning. 68 as your kids are heading off to school this morning. Mid-90s by the time they get home. So in Mother Nature's mind, it's still summer. For the kids, it's back to school here for some of them this week. Upper 60s, though, early on, and you can see already a hint of what's going to be a really bright sunrise out east. That's from our Viero camera out to the northeast there in Fort Morgan. Denver today, highs right around 95 to near 97. You'll find more 70s and 80s for the foothills. Estes Park, 81. Bailey, 79. Upper 70s to low 80s in the mountains, so it's going to be pretty warm. Coming up here in a few minutes, we'll take a look at this streak of 90-degree heat, how long it's going to last, and when we may see a little more rain in the afternoon hours.
And right now it's some overnight construction that's lingering here in town. Show you that in just a second. Start with the Foothills Drive, where it looks good for us around Evergreen Parkway and El Rancho. Westbound side, eastbound side, nice and quiet for us heading to the west or back from the west towards town. Take a look at the drive that we have up on Highway 36. That is where I'm seeing some lingering construction here. It's actually mostly on the westbound side, even though it's the map is showing eastbound slowing. I'm not seeing that. As you take a look at the camera, you're seeing the eastbound side just fine. This is the westbound side. They're starting the process of picking up some of the cones, and you're not seeing any travel time delays getting on up from Church Ranch to Wadsworth right now, as it looks like they're wrapping that road work up. The rest of the drive looks just fine. Anywhere else you want to go across town, including I-70, where we did have also some lingering road work here early this morning.
Well, it is all quiet out at Empower Field this morning, but the anticipation is building for the start of football season. First preseason game Saturday. And the Broncos officially have their new owners this morning. Today, the Walton Penner Group will introduce themselves to Broncos country at a press conference at the UC Health Training Center. Denver 7's Jessica Crawford joins us live this morning. Obviously, we know there are some big names in this ownership group. We've heard about their commitment to winning, and now we want to know what it means for the future of the team.
Yeah, they're trying to win plenty of games here at Empower Field at Mile High and beyond. And so that new group put a lot of money down. Rob Walton in particular putting his money where his mouth is. They're saying that he would have paid up to $5 billion for this team if necessary. Fellow NFL owners unanimously accepted $4.6 billion in his bid yesterday. It's the team's first transfer in ownership in 38 years. There are many important issues to tackle here, from negotiating a new contract with Russell Wilson to deciding whether or not to build a new stadium. But they say talks about the stadium are too premature.
I'll say that Empire Field at Mile High is a world-class facility. It's hosted, obviously, football games, terrific other sporting events, and entertainment events. We've got a good partnership with the Metropolitan Football Stadium District, and fortunately have almost 10 years left on our lease. So we'll evaluate all of our options and really, dig in and understand the situation before making any decision.
Yeah, a lot to talk about here, and really the Walton Penner Group knows that it has huge shoes to fill. They had nothing but praise for the late Pat Bowlen. They said that owning the Broncos is a responsibility and a privilege. They call the team iconic. Most of all, they know that Broncos fans are expecting a lot from the team.
We look forward to continuing to build on that legacy, and as we continue to work with the community as well as within the organization to continue to strengthen what he created.
Yeah, and the ownership group also includes Melody Hobson, CEO of Ariel Investments and chairwoman of the Starbucks board, Condoleezza Rice, the former Secretary of State, and Lewis Hamilton, a 7-time Formula One world champion. And all three of them are Black. Now, diversity is sorely lacking in NFL ownership across the board and has been lacking in the past for the Broncos. So those three people being announced, a very big deal here. Hobson and Rice are expected to be a part of today's news conference, and we're going to be there. Live from Empower Field at Mile High, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
All right, thank you, Jessica. We also heard from head coach Nathaniel Hackett as he learned about the deal finalizing the new owners.
I want to say congratulations to the Walton and Penners. I mean, that just absolutely unbelievable. We've got an owner now. Very excited to get to work with them and get going to try to get this team better every day.
The press conference today with the new owners is at 1 at the UC Health Training Center. Denver 7 Broncos insider Troy Rank will be there. We will have updates on air online at thedenverchannel.com and on our Denver 7 Plus app.
It's a big day on the economy. In a little more than an hour, we'll get a snapshot on inflation. Experts think we'll see a big improvement. Also, we have brand new numbers this morning on Colorado's housing market. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta joins us now live. And Veronica, the news keeps getting better for potential buyers.
It does, but still we see it every time we go shopping, we pump gas or we pay a bill, right? The economy really is hurting our wallets. But hey, it turns out it is also helping housing sales that were, as we remember this time last year, just so hot. So this new statewide housing report, it gives us a little bit more insight into what exactly is happening when it comes to our housing sales. That report shows sales were down 19% last month. Listings, though, those were up about 17%. Both an advantage for buyers. Sellers, there is some good news for you this morning, though. That means that despite there being more homes on the market, prices are up 10% from last year. The average sales price is now $590,000. And of course, there are changes from city to city. For example, over in Aurora, realtors there describe that market as fickle. They said ultimately, though, there are more homes on the market compared to this time last year. In Boulder, you might not be seeing as many of those bidding wars we once saw. And then over in Denver County, things also seem to be slowing down. Realtors there say the price at which homes are increasing, that's decreasing. That by no means, though, means you're going to be getting a cheaper house. It just means you get a little bit more time to breathe.
Buyers actually can take a few minutes to breathe, decide if that's the house for them, make a strong and competitive offer without being in a monster frenzy to beat out the other 16 people that are waiting before them.
And a little bit of good news for those of you who maybe once dreamed of buying a home somewhere in the mountains, rather. That report showing that if you do want to buy a house in the mountain, maybe Summit, Park, or Lake counties is your best option. We're in Louisville this morning. I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
I do dream of buying a house in the mountains. I think it may stay a dream for a while, though. Thanks, Veronica. If you're already a homeowner, your mortgage payment might also be going up. A Denver 7 viewer told us his insurance costs doubled, so we took that matter to the experts.
In Colorado, we have escalating catastrophes, second in the nation for hail insurance claims, third highest wildfire risk. And then you add to that supply chain and all of those building material costs, the cost for reconstruction, labor shortages. Those are all things that are going to affect what you pay for insurance.
And as much as we don't want to pay any more, it is important to have enough coverage on your home. So make sure to talk to your agent about that. And there are discounts available for bundling policies or installing safety features like security cameras.
It is going to be, well, a warm one. Take a look at your biking forecast. Temperatures this morning are in the 60s and 70s, and we're likely going to see here by this afternoon highs well into the 90s. We'll take a look at how long this 90-degree streak lasts coming up here, and things will cool off in the afternoon hours later this week. Details on our thunderstorms coming up.
And right now, the overall drive looks pretty good. Had the overnight construction wrapped up on I-70, up on Highway 36. Here, no catastrophes in the Denver Tech Center, northbound I-25 from Orchard to Bellevue. It's wide open, no issues through the DTC. You will see the remnants of that spill that we had yesterday that had the highway closed down, but right now all looks good down in the south side.
We will likely have to wait a little longer than expected to see Casa Bonita reopen. The creators of South Park give us an update on their plans.
Some good news this morning. We are seeing prices of a lot of things fall. What we'll be paying less for soon.